All of time management begins with a to-do list. There's several key themes that we go through as we look at how to improve our time management. One of the things that we have to do is we literally need to know what actions or what tasks need to be on our to-do list. But that's where a lot of us stop. The to-do list is often thought of as a don't forget to do me list. In this section, I'm going to share with you some key elements of how you can create a better to-do list by using some simple steps that can move you into taking action rather than just having that to-do list roll over day after day after day. I'd like to start with a crumpled piece of paper. This is kind of typical of what I see as we go through processes. And this actually is sort of just a random to-do list that I see a lot of people use. And it seems fairly common. You know, I've got to pay the utility bill. I need to go by and pick up groceries. My car is running on half empty. I look at my desk and it just almost makes me sick that I can't seem to get organized at my office. I've got to prepare for the staff meeting that's happening at 3 p.m. today. I need to do laundry because my son has a soccer game tomorrow and I don't even know where his uniform is and I know it's dirty. I have a huge project that's due tomorrow. So of course I really haven't gotten started on that, but at least I've got it on my to-do list so I won't forget to have it done by tomorrow. I have a tennis lesson at 5:30. It's one of the few things that I like to do for myself, or you may have something that you like to do. And oh yeah, I've got to schedule a dentist appointment checklist. This looks like something that would be typical of what all of us might see on a typical to-do list. So there's some problems with this list. One of the problems is that it is so random. You know, there's some things on here that are tasks that would only take a few minutes, like pay the utility bill. Surprisingly, going to pick up groceries can take anywhere from 45 minutes if you just need something quickly, up to 2 hours. It depends on how far you have to drive, how many groceries you have to get. For example, if you're just going to pick up some milk, fine. You may think that's just going to take 5 minutes, but you actually have to go to the parking lot, get in your car, drive to the grocery store, get back in your car, and take the milk back home. So even a short trip can take 45 minutes. The big problem that we have with a to-do list is that they are so random. Many of these tasks are merged between our home to-dos and our work to-dos, and they have certainly not been thought out. And what happens when we have them, we have some things that are really going to be fairly easy. It does not take long time to put gas in a car. But even though I'm sick of looking at my desk, cleaning off my desk could take 5 hours or it could take 2 days. When you put something on your to-do list, if you add it to your personal to-do list, it needs to be a task that you can actually do. Now, that should make sense, but we put all of these things in. In other words, we grab the most crumpled piece of paper, whatever's closest to us, and we start writing down these random things. And a lot of them are not tasks that we can actually do. They tend to be these projects. And then we also add on here things that I just basically don't want to forget to do. Now, the to-do list has many purposes. One of the things that it does is that the human memory is extremely unreliable. There is just no way that day after day we can remember all of the things that we really do need to do. There are millions of things that interact with us and that distract us from what we need to do. So having a to-do list is one of the key things that we have to keep ourselves focused and to know what we need to do. So as you look at this list, there's nothing wrong with this list. It's not the list that's the problem. It's how we use strategies and repeatable processes and some kind of time management theory to put this list to the best use of your time. So here's the list. Now this is where the frustration comes in. The frustration of a to-do list is that because there is no structure to the plan, and I'm sure you're shaking your head along with me, there is no strategy. And for most of us, we have not created any kind of priority for which task to do. And if you look at this list, even though these are things that are crushing in on you that you don't want to forget, when you look at the grand scheme of life, are you focusing some time and attention on activities that we call high value activities? This is the biggest problem with our to-do list. If we just grab a crumpled piece of paper and start taking all of that mental clutter and put it down on a piece of paper, I have a couple of questions for you. Let's say that you are a stay-at-home parent. When you look at these things, all of them are important, but being a stay-at-home parent, will accomplishing really any of these things make your life as a parent more valuable? Will it have fulfilled what you want to do as a parent? All of these things are important, but have you taken time to think through the high value activities of, well, I need to look at my schedule and we need to set a time to go to the park, or we need to set a time to go to the zoo, or I want to spend some one-on-one time helping my son with his homework. All of those things are high value. What if you're in a job of some kind? Which one of these things actually should be on your to-do list that are high value? Obviously, preparing for the staff meeting is high value. Finishing the project is high value. Again, these things are random. In doing this, you have really created no goal for the to-dos that you are focusing your time on. Preparing for the staff meeting, that's just a random thing. What does that mean? What you need to do to prepare for the staff meeting? Finish the project. Have you even really outlined what the project is for? Is it the right project to be working on? As we go through this class, I'm going to help you understand what high value activities are. Not that this to-do list is a bad list. It simply lacks structure. It lacks a strategy. It lacks priority. And is it focusing on those high value activities? As I look with people, here's what really happens. The next morning, you look at your list and we roll these things over from day to day to day, and you see that you've actually accomplished two things. You did go pick up the groceries because otherwise there was nothing to eat, and you did take your tennis lesson because it was a hard stop. But nothing else on this list was done. You didn't pay the utility bill. Your car is now on fumes. Your desk was not cleaned up because that was going to take 5 hours or so. How can that be a to-do when you want to put things on your to-do list that are tasks that actually can be done? Now, this is okay to have this on here, but it's a project. Did you prepare for the staff meeting? Absolutely not, because you walked into the office, life hit you, and you had to react to the urgent things. You couldn't even find your son's soccer uniform until about midnight, so you threw it into the laundry. You didn't get enough sleep. You did finally get to a point where you were able to think about finishing the project, but you ended up working on it tomorrow and finishing it right before the deadline. In complete excitement, you took your tennis lesson, but you didn't schedule your dentist checkup. If this looks familiar, that you have these crumpled to-do lists, and you know that there are things that you need to do, but you're not aware of how you can do a better job, then the next video, I think, is going to be incredibly encouraging about how you can create a to-do list that has structure, that has a framework, that's going to focus you on high value activities and help you dig out from under these type of to-do lists. I'll see you in the next video.